for me, that like you thought I would have been upset that Stafford was off the table. I knew that this wasn't going to happen. You know, I was on Instagram hoping that the relationship would break up, constantly checking the stories. And then lo and behold,
they look a little happy here.
Yeah, they both put their pictures back up on the profile, so we're good now. There's no breakup happened.
You had your window. Yeah, you were like, oh, maybe I'll slide in.
But I knew that was never was gonna happen. I, as a Giants fan, like my real belief was, hey, I want to draft somebody. I want to trade up to 1. Well, I wanted to stay at first overall, but we won a bunch of stupid games that we didn't need to at the end of the year, like we always do. Thanks, Drew Lock.
You're real good at doing that.
But we ended up at 3rd overall. I want to see the trade up. I want to have a new young quarterback to believe in that I think is going to really be the face of this team with Cam Ward. I am all in on Cam Ward. Trade up and go and get Cam Ward. But when you see, and this was what was actually upsetting, because immediately after, Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports reports that Aaron Rodgers, who's calling teams, the last girl at the bar trying to pick up somebody, is desperately ringing the Giants, and apparently has talked to him multiple times. I can't emphasize this enough. And I'm seeing some Giants people out there putting out somebody tweeted this would be the best Giants offense in the last 5 years if it was Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, and Malik Neighbors. That doesn't make it okay. That might be arguably possibly true, but that does not make this a situation that I want to see. This is not Brett Favre on the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
It's not. This is a shit show. I don't want to sign up for the shit show. He was already in the market, and we saw that he didn't fit. He just doesn't want to move. He bought a big, nice house in Montclair overlooking the city, and he doesn't want to fucking move.
I'm going to throw up. Oh,
that's what this is.
It's exactly what it is. He likes golfing up here. He likes his crew up here, and then he doesn't want to move again.
But here's the biggest problem with all of this. You think that shithead Aaron Rodgers is going to be willing to mentor some young gun quarterback if they were to bring one in, if they drafted one and moved up, or next year? No. He didn't do that with Jordan Love.
No.
At all. No, this is a big no-no. This doesn't solve anything. This is backwards.
God. Here's the issue with the Giants, all right? You guys have been really, really starved, all right? I've liked to take my consolation starvation as a Falcons fan and say, oh, I had to watch Marcus Mariota, Taylor Heineke, and Desmond Ridder, right? I had 3 bad years. 4 really bad years. This is starvation right here. Looking at the Giants quarterbacks on roster and telling me that you wouldn't bite at any report, all these fans, not you personally, but Giants fans aren't just itching to get anybody new. Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito still somehow, and Tim Boyle. Respect Tim Boyle. This is desperate. This is how people get real desperate. When you're looking at these guys, when you're looking at the guys you're rolling out there from weeks 14 on, saying, we don't have a plan. We don't have a guy. What are we doing in the offseason? And now you're at the offseason. Best option is Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God. What a disaster.
Wait, but that's not the best option. The best option would be quite literally just not taking anyone and moving on to Tommy DeVito. Like that,
You're kidding me.
I couldn't.
That would kill this city.
I would rather. We'd have something to root for, which is the Italian gimmick.
They turned on him.
We didn't turn on. Well, we turned on him because
he turned on you. He said enough of the Italian shtick.
I think
because you take it too far. You guys take it too far.
Look, he's awful. Like, let's just be honest. He's awful. He's not good. But I would at least have a bit to play into. Like, I'd have a bit to pay attention to. Be like, all right, we're awful, but like, hey, there's an Italian caricature lining up at quarterback.
Sure.
I get to be all AO and shit on the podcast when he throws like a touchdown to 3 interceptions in a game.
You think his agent would get some screen time?
Probably a little bit too much. I heard he's a little bit of a difficult individual. Oh, well, he repped one of our teammates.
Oh, that's very nice. Look,
he repped Sebi. You didn't know that?
No, I did not
He's
know
Sebi's
that.
agent.
What?
You didn't know that?
No clue.
He reps like all the Don Bosco guys. DeVito is a Don Bosco guy.
You think he repped LB? LB went to Don Bosco.
I don't know if maybe LB wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough for the.
LB was better than Sebi.
Well, wait. Actually, maybe
LB played in the CFL.
Maybe he's only repping the Italian
guy.
Sorry,
he's only
Italian guys that came from Don Bosco.
I'm sure that doesn't get old.
But here's my thing though: is that like I would rather be aimless next season than try to do the whole Aaron Rodgers rigmarole. Like, hey, like, oh, hey, whoa, does he still have it? Does he still have it? This team doesn't have anything. He needs like when the Vikings were good when Brett Favre stepped in, they had Adrian Peterson and they had some defensive dominance. Like they had something. What do the Giants have? They got a good defense, but their offensive line's mediocre. They got one receiver for him to throw to. Dante Adams doesn't really seem like he still has that same gear that he once did.
You guys need a tight end too. Good Lord. Yeah, that's
Elijah Arroyo. Give me him.
I can't have Aaron Rodgers go to the Giants because that would transform this entire show. It would be Aaron Rodgers City because it would be such a catastrophe. How could we not talk about it every day? This would be.
We would.
It would actually be a situation where 20 years down the line for the Aaron Rodgers documentary, I would hope they would reach out to us because we talked about it so much. Because it's so crazy, the levels and the change, the narrative of this shift, what it would be. Look back 2 years ago. Would you have taken Aaron Rodgers when he was first coming to the Jets? Would you have been steamed up, fired up?
No, I wouldn't. I still wouldn't have wanted him at the time.
Before he hurt his Achilles with the Jets.
Something was afoot. Something didn't. It just never felt like it was something that was going to work. He was at the very. How many quarterbacks actually, after the age of 38, go on to have success? There's been one guy who's really actually done it. I don't want to hear any outliers and exceptions that
I'll give you like
a Testaverde doesn't count.
I'll give you like a George Blanda, but that was a completely different sport back then.
Yeah,
he was also kicking his own PATs.
But
George Blanda rules.
Yes, I had this. Speaking of Blanda, when I was putting together the thumbnail, it made me, when I was looking at a picture of Aaron Rodgers, I was like thinking to myself, he looks like a 32-year-old quarterback back in 1970.
Yeah.
The way that he looks with the beard and his face is really starting to sag quite a bit.
You know what? I appreciate that. I like it more than Brady doing the Brian Johnston bit where he's getting
that's also a good bit.
And doing all that. No,
both bits are great.
That is such Brady's weirdness is a great bit because he's such a weird competitor.
I like that he's slowly turning into a Giga Chad.
I don't even know if he's Giga Chad, man.
He's Giga Chad.
No.
Have you heard him like do those motivational talks that he does?
That's great. But then he'll do that,
Giga Chad.
and then he'll go to Instagram and post a sad boy story because
he's a Giga Chad.
That's not Giga Chad.
He's Giga Chad up.
That is.
He's one of the boys.
That is persona Chad. That is
no.
He's not living that bit, brother.
He is living that bit.
No way.
He's one of the boys. He knows. He's looks maxing. It's a very pro looks maxing. Man, we should do a looks maxing segment every week.
We could do a looks maxing special, I think, during the off season. Not right now. Like, we still have free agency and draft, but in the summer.
That's actually a good idea. Well, we're workshopping this here. It would be, we did a looks maxing tiers. So has achieved looks maxing. So it would be Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady. Trying to think who else we would like put into that bucket. But then we'd have like the middle tier of like, is on the way towards looks maxing, but
I'd say Burrow's looks maxed achieved that.
Oh no, he's on the way there. He's got the drip, but he doesn't have like the super jawline and everything. He doesn't have that Jalen Hurts.
He has the points from the women though.
He has the point. No. That's not looks maxing though. That's not looks maxing. You can't compare the jawline of Jalen Hurts and how good he looks and Joe Burrow. There's a different style of just chiseledness to that man's chin. Joe Burrow looks great, man.
Yeah, but he's looks maxing.
Jimmy Garoppolo looks maxed.
That's true. Jimmy Garoppolo is ahead of his time.
Looks like a Greek god.
But Burrow is in his own category of looks maxing, where it's a little bit softer, but he's still at the top of his level for that. The little poofy hair.
No. But that's like the
fresh face. He's got no facial hair. He's the fresh face looks maxing.
But no. But that's like the teenage
He's a heartthrob. He's a heartthrob.
He's a heartthrob, but he's not looks maxed. I don't think you're understanding that. You got to mew to looks maxed.
If you're heartthrob,
you got to mew to look. You got to have like the really thin face to looks maxed. There's a process to this.
If you are drip maxing,
he's on the way there. He's drip maxed. He's not looks maxed.
Heartthrob maxing, then that puts you in a looks maxing category.
But the third category needs to be guys desperately who have to looks max. Like the guys that are like Josh Allen, I would put in there. Like his hair is too messy. The facial hair is too inconsistent. I get that he has a very beautiful fiance.
He's golden lab maxing. That's what he's doing.
No. I need to see that. I mean, he's going to be Tom Brady in 15 years. There's no way that he's going to stay married to Haley Steinfeld. There's absolutely no way.
What are you talking about? This is a show for two people.